Yo, it's your boy Wavy Fred, and we back here with another one. We got a whole lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. Let's get to it. Join the Wavy family. Now, we have officially got some future information about the first game patch or the first update involving college football 25. There's a lot of stuff that's involved in that needs to be talked about. Now, at the end of this video, we will be talking about the things that hasn't been involved that still need to have some tuning or changing up, and if you may. So first of all, they were explaining how logos and stuff are wrong. Audio logos and audio involving stuff are wrong. Some commentation, some of the songs, just different things are different are wrong. As far as logos, some teams have some logos wrong. When you change a conference, some things are wrong. It's a lot of things that's not okay, and basically just need some tuning, some basic tuning that's going to be changed in the next couple weeks or whatever like that. Now, also, EA has explained how the game had a huge impact, which we actually predicted. Like, obviously, we haven't had this game in 10 years. And I also think the impact is a little crazy, but we will talk about that later on. But the game definitely has bugs just like any other game. So this doesn't surprise us at all. It shouldn't surprise you at all. Every game that comes out has bugs. Now, it's about, are they recognizing the bugs that we are mentioning, and do they want to fix the bugs? So that ultimately is what they're trying to do. There are also things inside of the rosters, players inside of the rosters that are inaccurate as far as ratings or likeness, they say. Now, maybe that means that ratings or certain things about the ratings are too high or too low. We will have to see when the update comes out. Now, in my expert opinion, some overalls did definitely deserve to be like depleted. I feel like we definitely have a whole lot of players that we don't even know who the fuck they are, that are necessary. Relevant in this game, and I think that that's a problem. Now, just because I don't know them, don't mean that no one knows them. But I feel like the huge players, the best impact players, are actually known already, and you have some players who just aren't all of that yet, but they're already OP on the game due to having 99 elusiveness, 99 speed, 99, just certain things like that. So it's not to say that they're irrelevant people. I just don't feel like they should be as important in this video game as they are at this very moment. So we don't know what the inaccuracies are in the rosters and likeness, but we will see. Hopefully they give more detail into what they mean by that. But I think maybe ratings are too high or too low. I think we won't see them change until the season actually start, though, because I just feel like it wouldn't make sense for them to change it now with no games have been played. But I guess we'll see in the next couple of weeks. Also, involving the rosters will continuously be updated just as Madden does. So if you are familiar with Madden or even like a 2K, the rosters are updated every single week. Now, with this game, being that it's so many teams, so many players, I don't think that they will have the time or the resources to probably change them every single week. So that may be different. I'm hoping for at least twice a month. So that'll be every other week. We get some change, especially to the major players or the major teams or whatever like that. Definitely don't leave anybody out, but I'm actually curious to know how they will decide on how they want to upgrade these players or, downgrade these players. So hopefully we get some more detail about that as well. But it has been confirmed, which we already knew, that roster ratings and whatever will be updated just as it is in Madden. Also, players that are not involved in the game yet will be added in updates as well. So for example, there's a player named Jacoby Lane on USC, number 8 this year. Last year was number 89. He is currently not in the game, and it has pissed me off. Now, I'm sure that he's going to be in the game. He hasn't said anything about it, but hopefully he comes in a later roster update. But we shall see. But rosters will be updated continuously throughout the whole college football year. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Now, we don't know which ones or what is the detail of this, but it has been mentioned, like we said before, that they are working on some of the audio issues. They did mention some of the gameplay commentary, is a little behind. Now, some of my subscribers or viewers have commented on some of my videos and, expressed that the commentary is off, and I have said that as well, but they are basically explaining that they are working on that, and that is something that they're looking forward to fixing. It's just as much as the logos and, stuff like that. So that will be fixed. So just to let you know, that will be fixed. Also, they're fixing Super Sim. Now, users have complained that there are too many FCS teams beating Power 5 teams or upsetting Power 5 teams. Now, these are things that happen rarely, I'll say. But that's not something that I've complained about because I personally haven't experienced that. But they are saying that they are tuning that, they're fixing that somehow. But they also did explain that they want stuff like that to happen. I just think that the amount of times they want it to happen probably will be minimized. Obviously, if people are complaining about it, then it has to be fixed. But they're basically trying to fix that to where FCS teams are FCS teams. Oh fuck! And basically, they're just happy to be on TV. They shouldn't be beating in Alabama. It's not usually happening. Alabama get upset by other teams in Power 5 football, but not FCS teams. Damn, that word kicking my ass. Now, there were also complaints about Dynasty involving, when you change the conference rules. There are also a lot of things going on when you create custom coaches in online Dynasty. There's things wrong involving recruiting. Basically, what they just did was place, and it will be in the description. This article and stuff will be in the description so you can see for yourself. But ultimately, they are making it to where they made workarounds these problems until they fix them. Now, I do appreciate that we have a way to get around the problem until you fix it, but why not just fix it right now? There are a maximum of 20 creative coaches you can do in Dynasty. Now, if you are trying to, in the online Dynasty, now if you don't have 20 or more online players that are trying to be in your online Dynasty, honestly, you don't have nothing to worry about. But if you are one of those people like me who are trying to fill up the Dynasty with 32 people, then shit, you're going to have a problem if you try to create 30 what's names. Now, with that, the game will not be working as it should. There's no workaround with that. But with the recruiting and the whole conference rules, they have displayed workarounds to get it to work, where it's like, okay, you go in and change them, and when they don't work, you go in and change them again, and then it'll work that time possibly. Who wants to do that? I don't want to do that. So that's something that they are talking about as well. Now, according to Eric Rayweather, we have a couple weeks to where they roll out this update, and I'm literally dealing with things with my own Dynasty because of these very things. And I wish that I wish they would do a game after day one patch, like other games, like certain games, they have a patch the very next day after launch. So I don't know what's taking so long. I don't know if it's a difficult process or whatever the case may be, but they have expressed that they are knowledgeable about the problems that we are facing, and they are going to fix them at some point. Now, let's talk about the things that wasn't involved in this update. There are plenty of things that I feel like should be tweaked inside of this game, like fucking running angles, pursuit angles. Tackling, I feel like, should be taken care of more. I feel like receivers just be dropping passes O-line do not block how they should block. And then at some point, I feel like your defensive tackles, even when our stars, they just kind of don't get no push off the ball. I feel like the pursuit angles when the ball is in the air is terrible. And like a lot of people say, oh, just update the sliders, just download these. No, I don't want to have to fucking do that. Like, I don't want to have to fucking do that. Like, I'm sorry to say this, but there are actually more problems in the game than Madden has. Now, I will go on record to say that the game is definitely still better than Madden, just for various different reasons, but it's not like they don't have these, like, it's a lot of problems in this game. And maybe like we're giving it leeway because yes, the game hasn't came out in so fucking long, so it's like, okay, we have to give it some leeway. And the game is pretty good, and it has better things in the game than Madden has in the game as well. I will say that. So the plays, I feel like the throwing is partially better than Madden. The jukes, just the run movement, just everything involving really pretty much offense. And even like when they do catch picks, when they do jump the ball, so much better than Madden. Like, there are certain things in the game, far more things good than bad, that are better than Madden. But there are still like little tweaks in the game that need to be tweaked that Madden don't have. And I feel like it's very important things, which makes it such a big deal. So there's that. But also, I feel like the game had a huge impact majorly because we haven't had the game. So in some case, I feel like we probably not being true to ourselves, and that can be subjective. Honestly, like, opinions are subjective. This is my opinion, and I feel like maybe the game had a big impact regardless because we haven't had the game, and we may feel like it's still a great game, which it is a good game. I will go on record and say that it is a good game, but some of the problems in the game involving Dynasty, involving Road to Glory, involving regular play now, it's annoying as fuck, and it makes you want to cut the game off. Now, those who don't want to say that, it's okay. It's okay. But there are definitely problems in the game, which it isn't every game, but those things that I mentioned that need to be fixed in the game, especially running pursuits. When you like, the angles on the game is so fucking terrible. Like, the tackling on the game at some point is so fucking terrible. You can throw the ball in a nigga in the chest and he just legit dropped the ball. I understand that people drop the ball in real life. I understand that is a real thing. But I feel like at some point, you bullshitting me. I hit a nigga in his hands and he just dropped the ball. Like, come on now. Like, I got a person with a star who known for, and you bounce off that tackle? Come on, man. I feel like the offensive line just don't even be blocking. Like, you just really out there all by yourself alone, because as soon as you snap the ball, you take your 5-step, 3-step drop, the defender already in your face. If you not running mesh, bro, it get real sticky, man. It get real sticky in there if you ain't running mesh. And I don't like that. So I feel like those are some of the things that definitely need to be twined in the game. They definitely need to be tweaked and fixed and tightened up, or whatever the case may be. But ultimately, I will still go on record to say that I do love this game. And it is not a Madden remake. It is still better than Madden. There are just like more things that I like less about the game than I like with Madden, if that makes sense. If you understand what I'm saying, you understand. But basically, I really don't really hold it against them like that, because we haven't got this game in 10 years. I can see if we've been getting this game every single year, and they have addressed a lot of the problems. I just feel like some of the little small problems that they can fix, that they could fix, they're not. And maybe it's really just a matter of, going with the sliders, but I don't feel like we should have to do that. But let me know what you guys think in the comment. If you got to this point already and you haven't liked, comment, and subscribe, get to it, man. Let's join the Wavy family. But that is all I have for today. Until next time, peace.